They say venture partners are just people on the sidelines, connectors without the spotlight. But what if that's exactly where the power lies? Imagine cracking open the venture world not as an endless scramble for cash or fame, but as a living organism where every piece has to fit together perfectly, intensely, relentlessly. The truth? Venture partners aren't just part of the machine. They are the glue holding the whole thing together. Yet being that glue feels like bending under pressure, caught between founders' wild dreams and investors' cold expectations. Every day, there's this grinding tension between wanting to back the risky, the cutting edge, the freakishly brilliant, and knowing the system isn't built to handle that. It's exhausting, watching potential fall through cracks because the network is fractured, because people who should ignite change remain isolated or misunderstood. Ever felt that dizzying frustration? Like being the one who sees the big picture but can't make the pieces move fast enough? That ache when connections should click but end up disconnected. When brilliant founders keep launching fantastic ideas that somehow fail to catch the magic of partnership, the spark of synergy. Venture ecosystems thrive on trust, shared vision, and a fearless drive toward what's next. But in the spaces between rounds and meetings, where does that fearless drive live? Mostly in the hands of venture partners. They carry dueling worlds in their pockets. The raw, untamed creator's spirit and the pained pragmatism of risk-averse capital. They hold together the fragile web, stitching between worlds most fail to even see. You might feel like you're carrying a weight no one else understands, a weight shaped by the system's failure to nurture what's exceptional. This isn't a business puzzle or a game of numbers. It's a brutal test of endurance and vision. The problem is bigger than deals, bigger than wallets. It's about breaking the cage of sameness and mediocrity the world builds around us, about tearing down the fake walls that say, this is normal, this is stable, this is how it's done. Because that story, it's a lie. It's comfortable, but it kills fire inside. The fire that made you say yes to this game in the first place. The role of the venture partner is not just to smooth the edges or make introductions. It's to light the fuse underneath the ecosystem. How? First, by rejecting the rules that say you must fit in, must follow the endless cycle of safe investments, must talk the language only the few understand. You have to tear the rule book apart, either silently or screaming. Not because it's rebellious for the sake of rebellion, but because that book is a script for small thinking, for mediocre moves. Real change begins when venture partners claim their sovereignty, to be ruthless about what fits their vision, what nourishes the ecosystem's health, and what merely weighs it down. Being sovereign here means something fiercely simple. Say no without fear. Align with founders and investors whose fire matches your own. Drop the weight of trying to align with everyone. Liberation lies in brutal selectiveness. Second, embrace the edge. Stop waiting for the center to catch up. The edge is where risk lives, where innovation is raw and unfiltered, where ideas that seem crazy today become the norm tomorrow. Venture partners must not only seek this edge, but live there, breathe it, dare to invite founders and investors who are not afraid to burn bridges with the status quo. Too many get stuck aiming for a tidy balance, a neat portfolio, a predictable exit. But the ecosystem demands more than balance. It begs for pushers of boundaries who carry the weight of being misunderstood but refuse to be silenced. Every connection made at the edge is a thread pulling the ecosystem closer to a future where the exceptional doesn't just survive, but thrives wildly. Here's a brutal truth. They are the rare few, often invisible, yet absolutely critical. Venture partners hold the ecosystem's pulse, navigating the rough, chaotic dance between risk and reward, chaos and order, the present and what could be. Their work is this delicate, intense dance of forging trust where certainty does not exist, of making connections that don't just multiply network size, but multiply potential exponentially. That's the secret power of a venture partner, the ability to find synergy, not in familiarity, but in difference, to see potential not in what is easy or safe, but in what others dismiss as too strange, too radical, too risky. This role demands patience that feels almost painful, because change never races. It creeps, it trickles, it gnaws at old structures slowly until they break. A venture partner's patience is their weapon. They understand that lasting transformation isn't about quick wins or flashy headlines, but about building a network that lasts beyond one deal, one fund, one moment. It's a long game, a marathon through uncertainty, skepticism, and relentless pressure. Every connection forged with care, every founder mentored with brutal honesty, every investor challenged to see beyond their comfort zone. These accumulate into strength that no single person or fund could muster alone. Being immersed in this ecosystem means knowing the system is not designed for the exceptional. It's built to favor the familiar, reward conformity, reward those who follow the safe formulas. Venture partners are the rebels who refuse to let this system crush the rare sparks of brilliance. They know that the true potential of the ecosystem is not how many deals are closed or how big the valuations get. It's about creating a network so powerful that misaligned brilliance finds its match, that misunderstood visionaries find their champion, that the overlooked few become the unstoppable many. They build bridges not just between startups and money, but between purpose and impact, between radical individuality and collective power. The power you hold as a venture partner is immense, and it's untapped far too often. The ecosystem needs you to step out of the shadows, stop waiting to be recognized, and step fully into your role as the glue. Stop settling for superficial connections that add noise but no real value. Instead, craft relationships that become lifelines. Become a curator of synergy, a mentor who refuses to let brilliant founders waste their fire on safe bets, an investor whisperer who makes capital align with courage, not just spreadsheets. You have the power to reclaim the ecosystem's soul by insisting that every collaboration, every deal, every introduction be a spark, not a flicker. But this isn't an easy climb. The world will pressure you to conform, to quiet your questions, to play the traditional role of the connector who smooths edges rather than shatters obstacles. It will tempt you with comfort, neat deals, familiar names, quiet satisfaction. Resist. You are not here to conform. You're here to create freedom. The freedom for founders to be wildly ambitious, for investors to take courageous bets, and for your ecosystem to transcend current limits. You must embrace discomfort relentlessly, because that discomfort is the birthplace of transformation. Your role is also to live what you preach. Show critical thinking, not just by questioning others, but by brutal self-reflection. Ask yourself every day, are you truly aligned with the few who burn as you do? Or are you watering down your vision to fit in? Are you being patient with the long game or chasing validation from the moment? Are you amplifying essence or just scaling noise? These are not easy questions. They cut deep, but they change everything. Remember, the glue is not a passive substance. It's alive. It bonds because it is flexible but strong. It holds because it is chosen, not forced. And it connects not by erasing differences, but by celebrating them. You build strength from contrast, weaving individuality into unity. This is where the ecosystem's real power lies, in the unique, the radical, the misunderstood finding resonance with the equally rare but complementary. And you are the key architect of this invisible structure. Look around. Do you see the isolated founders, the investors frustrated by the safe paths, the professionals craving connection that matters? These are your allies waiting for the right glue to hold them together. The system forgot to build this network, but you can create it. You can become the pulse, the rhythm of transformation, the connection that turns chaos into movement, individuals into a force. This is what it means to be a venture partner today. Not just a helper, but a liberator, a visionary, a builder of futures. The ecosystem waits for no one. It needs those who dare to be sovereign, critical, transformative, selective, and patient. It's time. Time to quit waiting for others to lead. Time to burn the old maps and draw new ones with bold strokes, wild ideas, and unshakable resolve. Because when a venture partner wakes up to this call, when they claim their place as the glue, the bridge, the spark, it's not just their world that changes. It's the entire ecosystem, the future, the very meaning of what's possible. Are you ready to stop being a piece of the puzzle and become the force holding it all together? The world waits. The ecosystem needs you. And the fire inside isn't going to burn itself out. It's time to feed it, fuel it, and watch it light everything on fire.